The Chicago Bears just unlocked yet another advantage. And special teams coordinator Richard Hightower, he just played a really big role in pushing through a new rule change, and it's going to heavily benefit his new all-pro weapon. And it's not often that the rule change during these league meetings really moves the needle. This is one of those. It's going to really make a difference. And once again, Chicago Bears special teams coordinator Richard Hightower played such a huge role in this. And the Bears were able to scoop up an all-pro to help them take advantage of the change in how kickoff returns are officiated. And you guys, I'm sure you heard about this, but it was really underreported here. I think Devin Duvernay, he's set up to be a major factor in Chicago. And it was just a few days back, it was announced that the Bears signed him. And this was after working out multiple return specialists who are also wide receivers on the offense. The Bears went through all these possible candidates, and they opted to go with Duvernay. And the thing about him, a lot of people have forgotten who this guy is. He's a former first-team All-Pro and two-time Pro Bowler in the return game. He's averaged 24.9 yards per return on kickoffs in his career, with 2 kickoffs returned for a touchdown. And Hightower, he played a major role in bringing Duvernay into Chicago. And it was before this rule change went through. He went through the effort to bring in Duvernay before this rule was passed, and it's just yet another advantage, another leg up that the Chicago Bears have gotten on the rest of the league. I just think this coaching staff is superior, and it's kind of similar to the Zacchaeus signing. The Bears brought in Duvernay as a low-risk, high-reward signing as a return specialist. And, I mean, he's 3 years removed from his last Pro Bowl appearance, but he's still one of the better returners in the league. And I think he's going to be a dynamic weapon for the Bears on special teams. So we're looking at, he just had a stint with Jacksonville, but prior to that, Duvernay never finished the season with fewer than 11.5 yards per punt return. That is a really nice number. And he actually has a 12 average for his career. I'm not saying he's better. I'm not saying this is apples to apples, but it's kind of fun. The guy, that's actually a 12-yard average, is actually better than Bears legend and Hall of Fame return specialist Devin Hester at 11.7. I mean, it's not apples to apples, and Hester has about 250 more returns than Duvernay. It's just kind of a funny stat, but still, regardless of that, he's dangerous with the ball in his hands, gives Chicago yet another weapon to use on offense if they want to in spot duty. And if in a pinch, if we have injuries, this is a guy who's managed quite a few targets per game in the receiving game back to his days in Baltimore, and he can certainly do that again with the Chicago Bears' Caleb Williams. So I think this is a really underrated signing here. Excellent averages when it comes to return yards, 2 touchdowns as a kick returner during his career, and he's going to fill both spots on special teams. And this is really the most dynamic return specialist that the Bears have had since Tariq Cohen, and even like for a small season, Jakeem Grant, if you remember that guy. So the big question, is he going to bounce back after a down year with Jacksonville? Because he just had 8.8 yards per punt return. He missed time due to a hamstring injury. And I mean, I think he's going to earn just a little bit more than the vet minimum. I haven't seen the deal in its entirety, but it's just another low risk, high possible return move for the Chicago Bears. I think it's really good. And kind of getting back to the return rule, league meetings have been underway. You guys know that. And kind of in a nutshell, here's the new return rule that I'm talking about. It's pretty simple. So we had what the NFL called the dynamic kickoff. I don't know how dynamic it is, but it debuted last year, and now there's a benefit of seeing the new rule play out for a full season. And guess what? The league's not quite happy with that. In 2025, touchbacks on kickoffs, they're going to now come out to the 35-yard line instead of the 30-yard line. So why? I think it's obvious. The NFL wants more returns, and increasing the penalty for just kicking it out of the end zone, that should really do the trick. Now we're looking at this touchback spot change. It's the NFL's projecting an increase in the return rate from 33% in 24 to as much as 60 to 70% in 2025. The NFL thinks this is going to make a huge difference. Teams with an analytics department, we all have them. They're going to project that different 5-yard difference is actually quite dramatic. And the strategy is going to be more not kicking it into the end zone, but like more of a value of directional punting. We have a fantastic directional punter in Tory Taylor. His leg is just so accurate. I think even with this, adding DuVernay as a more dynamic returner, plus having the advantage of the kicker that we have, I think he should handle all the kicking duties outside of kicking field goals. This accurate leg that he has could really be a huge benefit to us. And also there's kind of some downstream effects that could come into play. This is talking about field position, scoring, game management. And when you add that many plays, a lot of different things can happen. And I just think it's really fun. So this was according to NFL Media's Mike Garofalo. The person who spearheaded this new change was led by defensive Broncos special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi, but he had a big assist by the Bears special teams coordinator Richard Hightower. And this is here from Rizzi. We're going to see a lot more kickoff returns in the NFL. A great day for the fans because we're going to add a lot more excitement. And even heading into the 2024 season, Hightower, he was the main advocate for the new dynamic kickoff rules. He really fought to keep kickoff returns in the game, and the way to do it was to instill this new rule, really cuts down on injuries, and this is here straight from Hightower. It's exciting. It's the unknown is what everybody's excited for. What I expect is a lot more returns. I know the players are extremely excited about it. I know we're extremely excited to coach it and to be a part of something that's revolutionizing the game. To be a part of that is special. So we're looking at moving the touchback line back. Even more kickoff returns are going to be encouraged, and that's great for the league. That's great for the players as far as player safety in this manner, and it's also great for the fans, you and I. And it's going to be even more beneficial to Hightower's return unit based on his newest special teams weapon. And I think Devin DuVernay's going to be one of the most underrated additions to this team. It wasn't even covered much when he joined the team, and I wanted to change that just a little bit, if I may. And I think he's going to be a major factor in Chicago. He's going to be a difference maker every once in a while in a really tight game. He's going to add some returner savvy that we've missed for quite a few years. We tried to put it together with multiple players. The Ferret King is no longer here, so we shouldn't have to worry about fumbles on every single kick, actually fumbling it forward, if you remember that game. He just didn't really fit. I think DuVernay fills a need that we haven't had in quite a while, and I also would love to see more out of Tory Taylor. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. You always do, and we always interact. This is so much fun. Bear down, and I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya.